There is a pattern running through modern Hollywood that becomes impossible to ignore once you start paying attention to it. Film after film, show after show, the same target keeps appearing in the crosshairs. Christianity. Not Buddhism, not Islam, not Hinduism. Christianity. The faith that shaped Western civilization, built hospitals, founded universities, and inspired some of the greatest art ever created, is now the punchline of choice for writers, directors, and producers working inside the most powerful entertainment machine on the planet. And the question worth asking is simple. Why? Why does an industry with so much creative freedom consistently choose to mock one specific religion while treating others with either reverence or careful neutrality? The answer involves money, ideology, cultural power, and something deeper that goes all the way back to the nature of truth itself. Christianity has always made a claim that no other religion makes in quite the same way. It does not say it is one path among many. It says it is the path. Jesus himself declared that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and that no one comes to the Father except through him. That is not a statement designed to make people comfortable. It is a statement designed to confront. And Hollywood, an industry built on comfort, distraction, and the avoidance of genuine moral confrontation, has never forgiven Christianity for refusing to soften that claim. Look at the recent landscape of film and television, and the examples pile up quickly. Series like The Family on Netflix frame devout Christian political figures as sinister manipulators hiding behind their faith. Shows like Fleabag, critically acclaimed and widely celebrated, feature a Catholic priest as a romantic interest played largely for irony and emotional complexity that ultimately undermines the sacred nature of his vocation. Movies like Dogma, The Invention of Lying, and Saved take direct aim at Christian theology and church culture, presenting believers as either naive, hypocritical, or dangerous. More recently, streaming platforms have greenlit projects that depict Jesus Christ in ways that range from irreverent to outright blasphemous, while simultaneously producing content that treats Islamic traditions or indigenous spiritual practices with careful, almost academic respect. The double standard is not subtle, it is structural. When filmmaker Sherry Horman produced content that many Muslims found offensive, the backlash was immediate, and the industry took notice. When filmmakers produce content that Christians find deeply offensive, the industry calls it brave. It calls it art. It calls it speaking truth to power. But Christianity is not power in Hollywood. It is the outsider. It is the belief system that the dominant cultural class in Los Angeles and New York has largely abandoned, and that abandonment has consequences for how stories get told. Understanding why Hollywood targets Christianity requires understanding who makes the decisions inside Hollywood. Studies conducted by researchers at institutions like the University of Southern California have consistently shown that the creative class in the entertainment industry skews dramatically towards secular, progressive worldviews. A survey published by researchers examining Hollywood's elite found that the majority of top writers, directors, and producers rarely or never attend religious services and hold views on social and moral issues that place them far outside the mainstream of American religious life. When the people writing the scripts do not believe in God, when they find the concept of sin outdated, when they view traditional Christian sexual ethics as oppressive, they are going to write characters and stories that reflect those assumptions. This is not a conspiracy. It is simply the natural result of a monoculture. When everyone in the room shares the same assumptions about religion, those assumptions become invisible to them. They do not see their mockery of Christianity as bias. They see it as realism. They see devout Christians as the strange ones, the ones who need to be explained, examined, and often exposed. the faith of 2 billion people worldwide becomes, in their hands, a quirk at best and a threat at worst. There is also a practical dimension to why Christianity gets targeted while other faiths receive protection. Christianity, particularly in its American evangelical and Catholic expressions, has been politically active in ways that have put it in direct opposition to the values Hollywood champions. The debates over abortion, marriage, religious liberty, and gender have placed the church on one side of a cultural war, and Hollywood has chosen the other side. Mocking Christianity is therefore not just entertainment. It is a form of cultural combat. It signals tribal belonging. It tells the audience which team the filmmaker is on. Other religions do not carry that same political baggage in the Hollywood imagination. Islam is associated with minority communities that progressive ideology has designated as protected. Eastern religions carry an exotic appeal that makes them seem sophisticated rather than provincial. Indigenous spirituality is wrapped in the politics of historical justice. Christianity alone is associated in the Hollywood mind with white conservative America, with the political opposition, with the people who vote differently and live differently and believe differently. And that association makes it a target in a way that has nothing to do with theology and everything to do with power and politics. But underneath all of this cultural and political analysis, there is something more fundamental at work. Christianity makes a claim that is genuinely offensive to the modern secular mind. It claims exclusivity. It claims that Jesus Christ is not merely a good teacher or a spiritual option, but the actual Son of God who died for the sins of humanity and rose from the dead. This claim, if true, changes everything. It means that the secular worldview is not just different, but wrong. It means that the moral framework Hollywood celebrates is not just alternative, but accountable to a higher standard. The resurrection either happened or it did not. If it happened, then every human being on earth owes a response to that fact. That is not a comfortable claim. It is not a claim that fits neatly into a pluralistic entertainment culture that wants to celebrate all paths as equally valid. And so the strategy, whether conscious or not, is to mock the claim before it can be seriously considered. Make the believers look foolish. Make the priests look corrupt. Make the churches look like institutions of control. If you can make people laugh at Christianity, you never have to engage with what Christianity actually says. What is remarkable is that despite decades of this treatment, Christianity has not disappeared from American life. The films that Hollywood produces to mock faith often underperform, while movies made by and for Christian audiences, films like The Chosen series, Sound of Freedom, and the various faith-based productions that have emerged from studios like Angel Studios, consistently outperform expectations and demonstrate that there is a massive audience hungry for content that takes their faith seriously. Sound of Freedom, produced on a modest budget, outgrossed major studio releases and became a cultural phenomenon precisely because it told a story grounded in Christian conviction without apologizing for it. The market is speaking. The audience exists. And Hollywood's continued refusal to serve that audience honestly is not just a moral failure. It is a business failure. The industry that claims to be about storytelling keeps ignoring one of the most powerful stories in human history. The story of a God who entered his own creation, suffered, died, and conquered death, and whose followers have been changing the world ever since. The hostility of Hollywood toward Christianity is real, it is documented, and it is not going away on its own. But it is also not the final word. Every generation has faced its own version of this challenge. The early Christians faced the Roman Colosseum. The medieval church faced political corruption from within. The Reformation faced institutional power. Modern believers face a cultural machine that produces content designed to make faith seem embarrassing. The response cannot be retreat. It cannot be simply turning off the television, though discernment about what we consume is always wise. The response has to be engagement, creation, and the confident proclamation of truth in every arena available. The claim that Jesus Christ is Lord is not a private opinion to be kept quiet in the face of cultural pressure. It is the most important statement a human being can make, and it deserves to be made clearly, creatively, and without apology. Hollywood can mock what it does not understand, but it cannot stop the truth from being true. And it cannot stop the people who carry that truth from telling it in ways that reach the world.